Okay, so jumping down here, this is the details report. The details report, for some of you just who are jumping on first of all, it's going to go through all the details in wording here. Your client can see this by clicking on the details section of when they're logged in, and it will show all their income, their mortgage information, exact dates when it's going to be paid off, time remaining on the mortgage, how much interest they're going to save, what their effective APR is going to be. There are so many different things that you just need to find your client's hot spots and jump all over that. The detailed chart will basically map their mortgage. So their mortgage basically is following this red map here. On this green map is their accelerated plan. It's pretty much following the same way because we're getting rid of all these other debts, their rental property, and then we're taking a huge straight dive off towards the end here. The investment feature shows the outline of everything which is taking place here. And the map actions will always have your next 3 months actions here, which will show on this date, on the 4th, which is today, you need to take from your HELOC, put to your Visa, $729.39, an amount of a lump sum. On the 7th, you're going to get to your HELOC from your teacher job, $2,500, putting it in there, so on and so forth. And it'll walk them down through the next 3 months, always showing them what is going to take place for the next 3 months here. Okay, the amortization comparison. Now this is a very powerful tool you can use as well, especially this is where realtors, loan officers, I guess everybody can really focus on this. For those of you who write mortgages, when you give them your truth in lending, and they always have their heart sink when they see if they make their regular payment every month, pay the interest, pay the principal, they're going to buy that thing over 2 times, over almost 2.25 times they'll buy that home, depending on interest rate, obviously. You can help them see, okay, let's look at this amortization comparison. By following this plan, and this is just simply the mortgage, you're going to pay $11,933 by the end of this year. Well, we're going to be at $11,825, so roughly, we're a few $100s ahead because we're attacking the debts here first. Okay, and then in the next year, we're pretty much the same, and then here's where it really starts to take off. Okay, you start to see a huge wide gap here. All of a sudden, they've only paid $81,000 in interest on this plan versus what they would have paid throughout this whole remaining plan here, which would be at $230,000 in interest. Hence, creating your interest savings. This is a huge tool. You can help them understand and look, okay, look at all of this that you are saving right here. Time that you're saving, independence you're saving, you're no longer obligated to your mortgage, all this interest you're saving year after year after year. You're roughly almost $9,000 every year in interest you're saving, so on and so forth. It's just laying it out for them, helping them understand the huge power of the Mortgage Acceleration Plan. Okay, let's move back into realtors to help you guys see some other powerful things you can do here. Okay, so Mr. Realtor, you may be pushing to buy more homes. Keep buying a home, buy a new home every year and rent it out. Okay, in the long term of the real estate market, things will bounce back, values will stay steady on a constant rise. Even though the last couple of years we've seen a dip, things will recover, things will come back, so on and so forth. Well, if you can get someone in there that's making your payments for you, get a cash flow on it, so on and so forth, whatever your sales pitch may be to them, you can really help them understand and see what is going on here. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're actually going to come back here to Edit Plan, and we're going to select Edit Plan and go back and actually edit the plan. Okay, so we're going to come in here, or we're going to say, okay, what if you bought another rental property at this point in time? What is that going to do for us? Okay, simply come down here to the debt section and add it as another debt. So what we're going to do here is we're going to come here, click on Add a Debt, and if someone currently has a couple of mortgages, this is where you add the next mortgages right here. Simply click on Add a Debt. If you want to prioritize it right now, you can, or you can follow the priority list here. We will go into a lot more in depth on next training on Thursday, which will really cover what these different features can do here. But for conversation's sake of marketing to your end users, as a realtor, we're going to just say, okay, we'll pay it off of this rental home. We're going to name it number 5. This client doesn't want to pay their student loan as part of their program here. Okay, so rental property number 2, we'll say you buy a $158,000 home. Your payment's going to be roughly $1,100, 7.5 interest rate, due on the 1st. Okay, so we'll save that in there, and then it's actually telling us if that's the case, we should pay off rental property number 2 and then the rental home other one. So I'm going to actually swap them around real quick. Put this in at number 5, and then put rental property number 2 as number 4. It's following the suggestions here of which would be the quickest way to pay this all off faster. Okay, and then we'll put in here how much income you're going to get off that rental property. So put in here rental property number 2. We'll say that you're going to rent it out for $1,200 a month. You're cash flowing it. You're going to receive rent monthly on the 1st. Okay, so before we were looking at 9.3, I believe it's 9. Let me jump out here and see what it was. Actually, we'll just run it. Okay. Okay, so we were looking at just over 9 years before. Now we've added a $158,000 mortgage into the plan, and what it's going to do for us, which obviously has a positive cash flow, and now we're going to see, if you were a realtor sitting down with your client, how you could use this to get your clients to feel comfortable with investing and buying another property, investing into the real estate market. Okay, so now we jump into here. Now all of a sudden, instead of 9.3 years, we're looking at it's just shy of 2 years added to the program. Okay, so they're going to buy a $150,000 home, they're going to rent it out, and they are going to basically have that mortgage paid off in 2 years longer than anticipated. Okay, not a 30-year loan. It's everything is going to be paid off to where they have 2 rental properties now paid off in full, and now they have an and their primary home will be paid off as well. So by adding this new home, it is basically going to cost them 2 years of their lives to have the value of that $158,000 mortgage, and which will be cash flowing them $1,200 a month for as long as they remain to keep it, or as long as they continue to raise the payments on that, the rental, so on and so forth. A huge, powerful tool for you realtors, for you financial planners, for you mortgage brokers, whatever it is. You can really show them exactly, look, buy another property. You can do it. You have the cash flow. You have the security, so on and so forth. However you want to sell that to them, let them see it on paper. Let them see, oh, that's only going to add less than 2 years onto my debt payoff plan. Plus, and at the end of it, I'm going to have this whole home paid off. I'll have 2 rental properties that are done and paid. I'll have my mortgage that is done and paid. I'll have all my debts cleared, and I'll have this investment account balance down here of where we're looking at here. You know, this is phenomenal. This is just very powerful. You know, get excited about it. Get them happy. Get them, you know, showing it exactly. So, okay. So that's another tool that you can use if you're a realtor. For those of you who are thinking these are some really good ideas, we're going to post this on YouTube just after we get done here so that you can get back on. We're actually going to post it in segments so you don't have to watch the whole thing at once. We'll just do the first 10 minutes, then the next 10 minutes, so on and so forth, so you can kind of take a mental note of where we're at. We're about 40 minutes into the program here, and so you can look into that.